Hello everybody, Matteo here again, and I welcome you in my little RC garage. Today I'm going to show you some upgrades on my Gmade BOM scale crawler. First, I wanted to show you what I'm going to do. This is the 2-speed high-low option from Gmade. This is a 2-speed transmission for the GS02 chassis, switchable from the transmitter. These are Desert Lizard piggyback dampers from Racing. These are inner fenders for the Gmade BOM from RC Nerds. I ordered these from Shapeways. And as last, this front bumper from Racing, and a worn winch from RC 4-wheel drive to install it on the bumper. First, I start with the 2-speed gearshift installation. This is a bigger gearbox, some metal parts and screws, and a few gears. And this is the manual how to install it. Okay, let's start. The first thing I have to do is to remove the standard gearbox from the chassis. So here it is. The gearbox is already removed and I can open it and completely disassemble all gears. Now I had to build this new gear shaft. This small gear is from the original gearbox and the bigger one here is new from the 2-speed kit. This is the second shaft and here you can see the moving socket who's shifting the gears. Before I put everything together I use some grease. All parts are made in metal and fits well together. And here the second gear shaft is finished too. And this is the connector who moving the shifting socket. Also here I use some grease. Now I can install everything into the new gearbox. Close the box and screw together. Here I have to install this nut and the rod end to the shaft. And now we can see how this 2-speed gearshift works. Now I can put back the new gearbox into the chassis and start with the shifting servo. For the shifting function I use this waterproof servo from D-Power. I've already installed it on the servo plate and the cable is connected to the third channel on the receiver. Here you can see the installed servo horn and the links to the shifting rod. The shifting works perfect. As you can see, the necessary servo way is very short. To reach this, I had to adjust the servo way limiter on the third channel on the transmitter. These two parameters, EPA up and EPA down, defines the servo way in both directions. So I had to adjust it on 21 and 16% to get proper shifting gears. Here you can see the gear shift is finished and works with this switch on my Futaba 4PL. I'm sure you like to see how this works on the trails. Later in the video we go out and test this 2-speed transmission by running the truck. Now let's go to the next step, installation of the inner fenders from RC Nerds. This bulge here fits perfect on the motor position. Of course I had to remove the dampers and then I could screw on the fenders with one screw on the chassis rails. Here you can see both sides are installed. With the body installed, you can see the fenders fits very well. Only here in front, these are a bit too long. But this is not a big problem. I can easily trim this with a scissor. As next, I like to install the Desert Lizard dampers from Air Racing. The dampers are very nice, well made of aluminum with internal spring. The biggie back reservoir with the connection hose is something special. In my opinion, there are two advantages of the system. First, the hose and reservoir tank is a good volume expander. This guaranteed a smooth movement of the damper piston over the whole distance. Second, every oil damper leaking a bit, and this reservoir is a good oil reserve. Before I can install the dampers, I have to open it and remove the inner spring. Now I can fill the damper with oil, and after removing the air bubbles, I reinstall the spring and close the damper cylinder. I do the same with the biggie back reservoir. I fill it with oil. I also fill the hose with oil, and then I can screw the hose to the reservoir and cylinder. Now the damper works well and is ready for the installation on the chassis. And here you can see the new dampers are installed also. Now, as last step, I'll install the front bumper and winch. The front bumper is very easy to install, it fits directly on the original mounting positions of the chassis. To install the winch, I had to drill a few holes on the bumper to be able to screw it on. Also, two LEDs are included with the front bumper. For the rear LED lights, I used universal light buckets from Axial Racing. Here you can see my upgraded Gmade BOM. Front bumper with winch, Desert Lizard dampers, inner fenders and 2-speed gearshift. But now, let's go outside and test the 2-speed gearshift on the trails.
So here we are, ready for the test drive of the 2-speed transmission. And as you see, my friend Pincy is also with me to test this. I'm now on the first gear, and let's see us first how it goes on this gear, on the first gear. Let's go!
So this was the first gear. Now I switch here on this switch to the second gear, and let's see how it goes now. I'm very happy how this 2-speed transmission works. With my 3-cell LiPo, the truck is pretty fast on the second gear, and this is great fun. So, this is it for the moment. I hope you liked this. If so, please give me a thumbs up for this video and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.